Three-point lighting is a standard lighting technique used with interviews. It has the power to transform an otherwise boring and flat image into a dynamic, interesting image with a subject that pops. The goal of three-point lighting is to create the illusion of a three-dimensional subject in a two-dimensional image. While you can create dimension a number of different ways, three-point lighting is the lighting technique most commonly used. What are the three points of light we're talking about? Well, here they are. The first one is the key light. This is the main light used on your subject. The fill light. The purpose of this light is to fill in the shadows created by the key light, preventing them from getting too dark. And the last one is the backlight. This is used to separate the subject from the background. Typically, you may want to place the key light first because it is the main one and you use the rest of the lights to support the key light. The purpose of the key light is to put the light on the subject. You can place it anywhere you want, but a common placement is about 45 degrees either side of the camera and about 45 degrees up from the subject.
She's sitting there.
Which side of the camera should you place it on depends on
Looking
what
at
you're
the
going
camera.
for. To create a standard look, whichever way the subject is
now,
facing in the frame, put the key light on that side of the camera. You can get as creative as you want with this. Try placing the key light at different angles and elevations.
Come on,
Put
man.
the key light off to one side of the subject, nearly
dude.
straight out of the side, and illuminate only half of their
2,
face.
3.
This is called side lighting because, well, they're lit from the side. If you're shooting, if
Y'all started
you
recording.
might use
You-
side
y'all
lighting to
keep talking.
symbolically represent the content the
Drop.
character is
Make
feeling.
it snappy.
You can
Mike.
also try
But like,
placing the
what?
key light
See,
at a
because
high elevation.
what they doing? They
aiming
trying to do
higher
all
above the
the
subject's head,
most of our
but pointing down towards the subject.
So yeah,
This placement will create deep shadows in their eye sockets, but it's usually
Just
an
like
undesirable
you.
look. But if you're
Action.
trying to make the subject look sinister for some reason, you might like this technique.
Other switch.
Another frequent placement for a key light is behind the subject. This places the entire
Just
subject
switch
in a
both of them
shadow,
off.
which we commonly call a silhouette. You can intentionally
10
use
seconds of
it to
this.
create a dramatic
Start
image
now.
to keep the subject anonymous or to de-emphasize the subject for whatever reason. Finally, another common placement, and the most boring, is right in front of the subject. The light might be directly above the camera, pointing
but
towards
like,
the subject.
if I said yeah, what would you do?
This is called
As soon as I
flat
woke
video
up,
lighting.
probably start,
It appears to widen the face, fill in shadows
Like,
caused
just
by
wait.
wrinkles, and
Bring it back.
release
Like,
dramatic style of
like, you
lighting.
just sit.
This kind of lighting is sometimes
like-
called
Yeah, I can
glamour
tell what
lighting
you look alright.
because
Oh,
of
yeah.
models, it can enhance the look of the light.
Yo,
When you turn on the key light and nothing else, you might find that the overall look
Pattern
of
on
the
that.
image is too dramatic
Like
and
the-
high
the
contrast.
dragon scale.
There might be
Yeah,
too many
dragon
deep
scale.
shadows. That's where the fill light comes in. The
Pull
purpose
that
of the
down. It
fill
don't
light
make
is
sense to
simply
pull it
fill
up.
in the shadows caused by the key light.
It's
Place the
like
fill
you
light
know,
on the
like,
opposite
dance and
side of the camera or the key light.
Where my dad?
One thing to be cautious
He said, pull that shit
about:
down.
the fill light should be locked if you see two shadows that the fill
No,
light
do
is
it
too
around.
powerful, it
Recording.
needs to be reduced. You can reduce the number. You can reduce the light a number of
Can
different
you bring
ways.
the pistol?
Some lights can be dimmed, but it is more common that you need to either move the light further from the subject or put scrims or diffusion material over the light.
No money.
You can also move some bulbs or change the bulb to a less powerful one. Scrims are designed to reduce the light without softening it. They basically look like a net made out of metal. You can also use neutral density gels to reduce light. These gels are semi-transparent gray sheets that you can put over the light to reduce the light without changing its color. You don't have to use a separate light as a fill light. You can simply use something that reflects light from the key light and then bounce the light back towards the subject and into the shadows.
Okay.
This reduces the shadow darkness and creates the same effect as a fill light. Common tools for this are reflectors and white foam core boards.
Start now.
But really, you can use any reflective material as a fill light. Just want to make sure that it doesn't introduce any color into the shadow and doesn't reflect too much light. It's hard to go wrong with a fill light. Use it to fill in the shadows a little or a lot, depending on the look you're going for. Last in our lineup is the backlight. Backlighting, you've got
No.
to love the glowing rim they create around the hair and shoulders of the subject. Many argue against using them because in real life people don't walk around with a glowing halo around their head and shoulders. To create a
No.
backlight, put the light behind your subject. Use a suspender above their head and behind them so it points about 45 degrees down toward their hair and back. Using barn doors on this light can be extremely helpful. So you can control the direction of the light and prevent it from accidentally spraying light in the camera lens. The only place you want this light is on the head, neck, and shoulders of your subject.
Turn that light over there.
Now we're moving on to 4-point lighting. 4-point lighting is the root of most lighting setups for digital video or motion film. 3-point lighting is often discussed, especially as it relates to video interview setup, and is a very common way of presenting lights. And in a sense, 4-point lighting stems from similar principles. Though the names can be semantics, 4-point lighting is often considered to have slightly different